I always tell students that no accolade is too small.
Yeah.
Always brag on yourself. Tell us about everything. Even if you babysit your cousins on the weekend, that's family involvement and that shows leadership skill.
Welcome everyone to Ask Admissions. We're here at the amazing University of Houston. This is Angela Guidry, her experience. It's funny, we're talking before we push record here because I was gonna roll out her title. But it's like, what would you say? You're like, Alex, I haven't been able to keep a box of business cards because my role keeps evolving.
It keeps evolving. Every time I get a new title, there's another business card that comes out with a new name on it.
So why don't you tell the audience your current title, knowing that it might change by the time it airs?
Who knows? It probably will, but it's the Assistant Director of Campus Business and Events.
And you've been here for many years, and you know this, and it's been, by the way, we're like the College Show, we're loving being here. This is an awesome.
It's such a beautiful campus, right?
Beautiful campus, and just the skyline of Houston in the background. It's awesome. Like, we're really enjoying it. So let's go just super big picture. Okay. Who's the perfect student for University of Houston?
I would say,
is there a perfect student?
I would say there's a close to perfect student. I would say the student who wants to serve their community, who wants to be involved on campus, who wants to do research, who is just loves the city of Houston. Because if you know anything about Houston or have ever been in Houston, we are very proud of our city and very much engaged with the community. So just really that student who's outgoing, who's a leader, because we have so many different leadership opportunities on our campus. That really, I think, encompasses mostly what we're looking for in a student at UH.
And what's the best way for them to tell that story to you all so you take notice? Like, what are some of those inside tips? Like, they're watching this episode or they've always wanted to come here, they're going through the application process, we'll go into in a little bit, but what's those tips that you can say, all right, this is what we want to hear?
So we want to know your story first off. So in our application process, we're definitely going to ask you to submit that essay. So we want to know about your tenacity, about who you are as a student, your leadership abilities. We also do ask about your, for you to submit your resume and also your extracurriculars. So I always tell students that no accolade is too small.
Yeah.
Always brag on yourself. Tell us about everything. Even if you babysit your cousins on the weekend, that's family involvement and that shows leadership skill. Even if you're, just doing something minor at your church, if you have a part-time job and you hold a leadership role in that, where you just work a certain amount of hours, we want to know that about you. That helps us get to know you better as a student, so we can give you a fair chance in that admissions process.
That's great. And so what, it's really good advice, because just saying nothing is too small. And
nothing is too small.
Yeah, especially it's that's awesome. What's the first step someone should do in the application process? I love University of Houston. I want to apply. How do I? What's your first piece of advice? Where should they go? What should they do?
They should definitely go to our admissions website. So on our admissions website, we have all of these steps on how to apply. Also, we have all of our admission requirements listed there as well. So it makes it very easy for students to understand what we are looking for in the admissions process, what equals assured admissions versus what's going to put you into an individual review, or what those additional requirements may be for some of our impacted programs. So definitely going to the admissions website first. And when you're on that admissions website, if you have some more questions, down at the bottom of the screen, there's going to be an option to make an appointment with an admissions advisor. So if you're still a little bit hazy about some of that information, you can make an appointment to either be seen virtually or in person in our Welcome Center. So we are always offering help, as well as having regional recruiters throughout the state. They can always reach out to someone in their local community as well. They go to many different high schools throughout Texas. So we're always available to help answer those questions.
Yeah,
about
admissions. I'm so glad you're saying that, because I would say, from doing lots of these, the number one thing I always say to people is, A, start early, but B, reach out, because it's like, you're here, you're awesome. We've been hanging out before you hit record. You just don't, sometimes people can be intimidated by that, but don't, because it's like, that's what they want to do. It's like, help you tell your story so you can get where you want to go in life, which should be through the University of Houston.
Through the University of Houston. And also another resource that we have that I think is super impactful to our students, because here in the state of Texas, we're trying to get kids ready for college super early. So a lot of our kids are graduating with associate's degrees, or some of them may decide to go the transfer route. So we also offer a service called Transfer Advising Program to help students better understand how those credits are going to transfer to the University of Houston and how that's going to impact your degree plan as well. And this is a resource that students can use before they even submit an application.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yes.
What's the most common question you get You must have got. I mean, with your experiences we were talking about beforehand, from campus business to recruitment to all this, like, what is that? What is that?
I think probably the benefits of going to a large university like University of Houston. So oftentimes when students hear our enrollment numbers, they kind of get a little scared because we're big. We're 47,000 students. Yeah. But once we explain a lot of the resources that we have on campus to ensure student success, as well as the benefits of going to a university in such a large city, I think many students start seeing the light and realizing that this might actually be a good fit for them. Yeah. We have so many different industries within the city of Houston itself, from health sciences. We have the largest medical center in the world in Houston, Texas. A lot of people don't know that. But when it comes to our health science students, it creates a tremendous amount of opportunity for internships, research opportunities. Also, we are known for the Port of Houston. So I don't know if many people realize, but there is a huge port in the city of Houston where a lot of different goods come in and then are distributed throughout the nation. So we do have some niche majors as well that kind of accommodate those industries. And then, of course, you have to think about just the city of Houston itself. It's just amazing. It's amazing. Well, the sports teams, everything. It's just awesome.
And not only the sports teams, the pro sports teams, but University of Houston. Your sports teams are amazing.
And we're in the big times now. We just got into the Big 12 Athletic Conference. So that has been amazing for us. And I'm sure you guys saw our basketball team make it to the Sweet 16. And, we've been making it to the Sweet 16 for the past maybe 4 or 5 years. Yeah. So the basketball team's holding on strong.
Yeah, it's super solid.
Yeah.
But it's funny, as I was sitting here, I just love the fact that you have a Hilton on your property. I just think it's amazing because I was staying on there and I was talking about a big point. I was just with the president talking about 80% of the students that actually run the hotel. But anyway, last time I'm sitting there and I'm looking out over the campus in the center campus and I'm seeing Houston, the skyline and the backdrop, and I just think I'd love you to talk about it. So I shouldn't be talking about it, but I can tell you from my perspective, it's like how cool that you're on this beautiful campus. But you have God knows how many Fortune 500 companies. You have big
22 Fortune 500.
Yeah, okay, so you know exactly.
I know exactly how many because it benefits our students.
Yeah, no, and I just think it's like the fact that these internships and graduates are. I mean, and there's an amazing tie between the city of Houston and the University of Houston. So I hope that tease it up. Let you run with that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know better than me.
So one of the things that definitely benefits our students is going to be the different industries out here, and then our career services connecting them to those industries. So one of the things I love about our career services, they do so many different job fairs and internship fairs for our students on campus. And some of our colleges even have their own career services to create exclusive events for those students so they can get the first chance and opportunity to get those jobs or get that internship or co-op. I know many of my student ambassadors right now are going through that process of trying to find those internships, and we make it super easy here at the University of Houston because most of those industries are right here. We really do serve quite a bit from the energy sector. A lot of people don't know, but Houston is considered the energy capital of the world. Yeah. So there's a lot of different job opportunities for energy sector, oil and gas as well. Also, when it comes to biotechnology, huge industry for that, the health sciences, and then also the hospitality industry, which gets us to that Hilton on campus. So as you guys know, that as he has mentioned, we have our own Hilton hotel on our campus. We are the only school in the nation that even offers that. But it's for our global hospitality leadership program, which is geared towards the hospitality industry and preparing our students to work in that sector, from being, resort managers or to casino management to bar and beverage sales. It covers everything that you can think of that hospitality encompasses. Yeah. So it's amazing because they get a lot of hands-on experience. I've stayed there numerous times when I did not live here and I was just traveling back and forth. So it's a beautiful hotel, and they just added a new wing as well. So that's another bonus.
Yeah, I might have been the wing because whatever hotel room I was in last night, I was like, this is phenomenal. I was like, better than the average Hilton for sure. It was great.
Not many universities have that.
No, not at all. No, my job is to go across. I've never had that. That was really cool. Or it is really cool because I'm still here. Let me ask you a question, and I'll wrap it up here, unless there's something I'm missing. So please let it rip. But since we met, you love your job. Yes, you really do. You see that. I love it. Just tell it why you love your job so much.
I love my job so much because of the students that I serve.
Yeah.
They are absolutely amazing. We have some students who are so high achieving. I don't know if you guys know, but we're a tier 1 research institution and one of the top producers of Fulbright scholars. So I am always amazed at what my students are doing and how they represent the university. I also do love the community on our campus. I think that one of the things that makes University of Houston such a special place is that so many of our students find this sense of community. We are a very, very open and diverse university when it comes to the amount of different avenues students can express their interests. We offer over 530 different organizations on campus, and there's something for everybody. So no matter what your interest is, you can find your group, you can find your people, and find that sense of community on our campus.
Oh, well, thank you for spending time with me.
Yes.
This has been really fun,
It's been
and
awesome.
just like the passion you have, and this is. I just want to tell everyone, and like everyone from the president
Yes.
to everywhere. It's just like the pride, the
Oh, yeah.
passion, the bleeding of red.
Oh,
you
come
know?
here on a Friday. You're going to see everybody wearing red. And President Couture takes it very
Oh, yeah.
seriously.
Do you know what she told me?
What she said?
She wore red
Mhm.
every day when she started day
Mhm.
one. For the first year, she wore red every single day.
You know,
for a
that's
year,
what
right?
you call some school spirit.
Yeah,
right
it is
there.
school spirit.
Coming from the top all the way down to the
It's so
bottom.
cool.
And trust me, we'll, even for our admitted students, we'll give you your first Cougar Red Friday shirt as well.
Look
So
at that.
way you can come in ready because we are ready for you guys.
Yeah.
And we definitely have a lot of school spirit here.
Yeah, you do. Thank you so much for doing
Thank
this.
you so much.
All
I
right.
appreciate it.
We'll see you next time.
All right.